buy this truck and I've been so busy with work that I haven't been able to make it into the dealership. Well, Raritan's of Monroe is actually bringing the vehicle to me. I gotta go. It looks like it's here right now. I'll call you back.
Too busy to schedule a test drive? Raritan's of Monroe will bring the test drive to you. It's part of our new concierge service. Personalized car shopping built for today's customer. It's another reason why Raritan's of Monroe is a customer service champion. Let us know what we can do for you.
When you shop at Ace Hardware in Everett and Lake Stevens, we'll help you find what you're looking for and offer friendly advice too. Owners Greg and Christine are all about serving their customers and their community. They support local high school sports and many other community organizations and events. So the next time you need help with your to-do list or project around the house, bring it to Ace. They'll greet you at the door and help you find whatever you need fast. Show your support for locally owned businesses. Shop Ace Hardware just off Highway 9 in Lake Stevens and Evergreen Way in Everett. Ace is the place for the helpful hardware folks.
Welcome back, and we bring you Game 2 of the 2018 Top of the Peak Holiday Tournament here at Glacier Peak High School. I'm Mark Ockett bringing you the action with Todd Elvig, and the second game features the Kentlake Falcons against Sunnyside. That's right, as those two teams are going to match up in the starting lineups coming up, and they're going to announce them going here just briefly. The Sunnyside Grizzlies and the Kentlake Falcons. So Sunnyside is going to be the home team in this game. And let me announce the starters for the Kentlake Falcons first. And that will feature Jenna Stannard. She is a 5'4" sophomore guard getting going for head coach Morgan Comstock. And then you've got 5'4" junior guard Hallie Johnson starting for the Kentlake Falcons. Also, Tony Thiebert, a 5'5" senior guard. And center, a 6' sophomore, Desiree Lane, and also a tall guard, a freshman, Zahira Walton, starting for the Kentlake Falcons. At 5'10" there, you got Stannard, Johnson, Thiebert, Lane, and Walton for the Kentlake Falcons. And now, the starting lineup for the Sunnyside Grizzlies. First of all, their head coach is Rick Puente. He is in his 10th season as head coach. And starting as a 5'5" junior guard, Abigail Zavala. Also starting will be a 5'10" senior guard forward, Brielle Newhouse. 5'8" senior guard is Ashley Maldonado. Starting as a 5'5" senior guard, Chastity Garza. And starting as a 5'6" junior guard, Cameron Rodriguez. That's Zavala, Newhouse, Maldonado, Garza, and Rodriguez. For Rick Puente, his assistants are David Rivera, Rick Maldonado, Morgan Green, and Jazzy Sustecha. We're glad to bring you the action here on STSPN.com. Our first game was between Glacier Peak and Peninsula, and Glacier Peak pulled away in the second quarter for a 76-61 victory. And it was tied 22 apiece at the end of the first quarter, and they just turned it up, turned it on, and moved away to pick up the victory. Haley Grambo was our player of the game for that one. We'll select our player of the game, sponsored by Adrenaline Fundraising, for each and every one of our 12 games taking place that we will be bringing you here on STSPN.com. Our presenting sponsors, as we get set to go for this one, are Ace Hardware, Lake Stevens, and Everett. Also, Raritan Dodge Chrysler Jeep. Our scoreboard sponsor is GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electric. From the Stripe, sponsored by Gamut 360 Holdings and Speedway Chevrolet. And our player of the game, again, Adrenaline Fundraising, and timeout sponsor is McDaniels Do-It Center of Snohomish. Todd, time for game number 2 as we reset things. And we had, about 21, 22 minutes between games to get familiarized with these two teams. Obviously, we do our research coming in, but it's even more fun when you get to see them out there and kind of learn some different information about these teams up close and personal.
It's absolutely. I got to tell you, I've been waiting to see the Sunnyside team play. You know, they're not over here, so we don't get to see them. But, you know, they say that they've got it going on.
Sunnyside is 3-0 in Big 9 4A conference play, 7-1 overall. And they will be wearing the white uniforms. They are the Grizzlies, and they are definitely perennial tough competitors in state basketball. And then you got Kentlake out there in the white uniforms. They've got, or make that black uniforms, and they've got the white numbers, is that the Kentlake Falcons will win the tip, and they control the basketball. Sunnyside in the white uniforms picks them up right now. And we are underway in game 2. 4 games today. There's going to be 4 each day.
Our quad header?
A quad header, a quadruple header, our 4-pole header. Taking it in. That is a beautiful shot by Tony Thiebert. Gets them on the board. Kentlake starts things off with the lead, 2-0. She took it right down the lane. And Todd, you know, what is always fun to see is when they get started, what kind of defense they throw out there, and then also just how the other team tries to get past it. Long-range shot by Kentlake, or by Sunnyside, comes up empty, and it's going to be Sunnyside getting another crack at it. Kentlake setting up defensively once again. Is out there high is Hallie Johnson. And with the basketball, Chastity Garza. Down on the low baseline. That was sweet. Ashley Maldonado. She has a cousin that plays on the team, a freshman, and Alyssa Maldonado. Tied up at 2 apiece. Comes loose. Sunnyside will get it back. 6:42 to go in the first quarter of action. Game number 2. The winner of this game will play against Glacier Peak tomorrow at 4:30 in the first semifinal game. Missed shot by Sunnyside. Here comes Kentlake out of backcourt. Swung around over to the right side. Big long-range shot by Stannard. Misses out of there. She averages 6.8 points per game. That's a good pass down low. Getting it to Zavala. The key that time was the pass from her teammate out way high. Ashley Maldonado dropping it in. That's Zahira Walton. Ties it up. So we've already had a couple of ties. 5:53 to go in the first quarter. Back up top. They move it around quickly. That was the right thing to do. She just couldn't close on the shot. Kentlake with the rebound, and they'll come out of backcourt now.
They're not afraid to put it up.
Watch Desiree Lane in the middle. She's a big presence down low. Can't get it on a couple of tries. The misses by Thiebert. And the opposite number 10, Brielle Newhouse, gets the rebound. 5:20 to go in the first quarter. These teams just kind of getting acquainted with each other here in the first quarter. Underneath, close, no foul. That was close. He got ball according to the official. Walton comes the other direction, coast to coast, drives in, and it works. She's got 4 of the 6 points for the Kentlake Falcons as they're up by 2 once again. Up high, and that's the kind of defense Kentlake wants to try to force something as they move Sunnyside over to the far side of the right side of the court, and head coach Comstock over there for Kentlake trying to keep on them to make sure to do the right thing defensively. And we got a missed foul, a shot down low, and that's going to be a foul.
It looks like those hot pink shoes are popular.
Yeah. Thiebert called for the foul. That's her first team foul for either team. 2 shots on the way for Cameron Rodriguez. Substitution for Kentlake into the game is Faith Krachusnis.
Sunnyside, number 23, Carmen Rodriguez.
Once again, Sunnyside can tie this one up for the 3rd time with a make, and they get it. Well, these two teams, I think, are going to be, as we see in a lot of the lineups and matchups here in this tournament, evenly matched. And it started out that way in the last game, Todd, but then that pressure defense by Glacier Peak, they found a way to pull away and stay away for the big victory as they got it up to 21 points at one point in time. There's a held ball, and that's going to go back to Sunnyside. They have an opportunity to take the lead. 4:24 left to go first quarter.
Yeah, I talked to Brian Hill after the game, and he said that I told him we were a little nervous watching him there in the third quarter. He says he was a little nervous too, but he said they calmed down and put it back together. So
yeah, and the lead started to shrink a little bit, but then Glacier Peak did what they needed to do to build that back up again and pick up the victory. 10 on the shot clock. Sunnyside needs to think about doing something right here over to the left side. 3 on the shot clock. Comes out of there. That may go out of bounds. Oh, good hustle. Kretchunas saving that basketball. Now they go to Lane. Lane did travel up high. You can see that. Still tied at 6 apiece with 3:42 to go in the first quarter. So Glacier Peak plays tomorrow at 4:30. Peninsula will play the loser of this game at 1 o'clock tomorrow to get things rolling, and we'll have all 4 games tomorrow and Saturday. Our next game today will feature the Edmonds Woodway Warriors. Very close by team as they're in Wesco 3A, against Chiawana, the Riverhawks. Now that was a good-looking play right there. She found her inside. I kind of thought for a second that Maldonado was too far underneath, but she stepped back and knew where the hoop was, and she made that one count. Lead switching hands for the first time. 8-6, Sunnyside is on top. Handling the basketball, Desiree Lane. Going to go out of bounds. Last touch by Sunnyside as Kentlake will have it. These two teams a little tighter defensively than what we saw in the first quarter of that first game. That one, the way it was going, was off to a 88-point pace, but it did slow down. Three-point basket. Jenna Stannard connects on it. 2:55 to go in the first quarter. Kentlake back out on top. And they have a chance to extend that lead now as the rebound grab by Kretchunas. And the black uniforms up into front court. Tight defense applied by the Sunnyside Grizzlies, playing on the home court of the Glacier Peak Grizzlies. There's a steal. Pays off. See if they can completely seal the deal. Count that. They're going to get more than sealing the deal. A big wrap-up as she'll get the 2 points and a foul shot coming up. That'll go as 2 and 1 coming up for Cameron Rodriguez. The foul is going to be called against Kentlake's Desiree Lane, her second team foul. Left-handed foul shooter pops it right on in there. 2-point lead, 2:23 to go in the first quarter. Pressure defense applied by Sunnyside as they had that steal on the last time, although it was in the front court, but trying to make something happen again. Missed shot, good positioning by Naomi King, who's in there for Kentlake. Now around the perimeter. Stannard back up top. They've got a lot of time on the shot clock and 2 minutes exactly left in the first quarter. 15 on the shot clock. Wide open on the wing. Stannard, and she misses that one. Well, had a good look over there, just wasn't able to drop it down through the net. Underneath. 2 points again and 1. Finding her was Chastity Garza. And that's going to be Cameron Rodriguez now going to the line, and she has 5 points. 4-point lead for Sunnyside. Biggest lead of the game for either team. Coming out of the game will be Zahira Walton. Rodriguez getting that capper on the 3-point play, and up to a 5-point lead. Boy, that's paid off really well, Todd. You look at that, it was 9-8, and they've scored 6 unanswered points. Both of those plays on the 3-point plays by Cameron Rodriguez and getting those shots down low to fall for her. Into front court now. And Sunnyside working that pressure defense. It's been effective for them as they've kind of rattled the Kentlake Falcons here on the last 3 possessions down court. There's a missed shot. Fought for by Kendall Johnson. Gets the job done. Outlet pass over on the left side. Morgan Doyam getting the rebound that time, and there's a shot. Bingo. That is Rodriguez again. Now she has 9 points. That's her first 3-pointer. She gets all 3 points in one shot that time, and it's 17-9. An 8-point lead. First quarter actions, 45 seconds left to go. And Kentlake down by a chunk.
Yeah, Sunnyside.
And that defense again. That's 5 turnovers for the Kentlake Falcons. Sunnyside swarming. Can they connect again? Almost. Doyam up top now. Garza underneath. Close on that one by Rodriguez, and she steals it away. Oh, she almost had a chance in another three-point play. But Cameron Rodriguez is off to an excellent start here in the first quarter.
On fire.
Yeah, she's on fire. Another foul called against Kentlake. That's going to go against Faith Prechusnes, and that is her first foul, fourth team, and no foul so far called against Sunnyside. Rodriguez is out the foul line. Makes the first one. She has 10 of the 18 points for the Grizzlies. Hallie Johnson checking into the lineup for Kentlake. Next one good. It's 11 points for Rodriguez. 4 of those from the foul line. Is we're going to have Rodriguez take a little breather on the bench. It's a 10-point lead at 19-9. It's a good opportunity to give her a break and get freshed up for the second quarter. Shot clock is dead. 7 on the quarter clock here in the first quarter. Missed shot. Pulling it down will be a new player in Marley Wheats for Sunnyside. They're going to fire from near midcourt. That's going to come off the backboard and be the end of the first quarter. Our score, Sunnyside 19 and Kentlake 9, as Sunnyside got things going. In fact, outscored Kentlake 11-0 down the stretch here in the first quarter to close it out. We'll take a break and then come back with more here on STSPN.com.
Every year, thousands of groups depend on Adrenaline Fundraising to help reach their financial goals. Adrenaline Fundraising is about developing leaders through commitment, work ethic, and follow-through. Adrenaline has several products including gold cards, coupon books, cookie dough, donation programs, and many other options to help teams raise the funds needed for their programs. Adrenaline's new app called UpPay will help teams raise money while providing their supporters the ability to earn cash back on everyday purchases at places like Starbucks, Nike, Red Robin, and over 200+ national retailers. Adrenaline Fundraising is this season's sponsor of the STSPN's Play of the Game Award.
Well, Todd, it's 19-9 as we get up and running here in the second game of 4 today of the top of the Peak Holiday Tournament. And Sunnyside really found themselves in that first quarter getting into, and I think it really got going when Cameron Rodriguez got underneath there and hit those 2 plays where she ended up getting the 3-point play on getting fouled after making the layups.
Yeah, no, they looked really, really good. I think Kentlake just has to settle down a little bit and look at what they're doing.
Now, I take it and say that on the offensive end, but the Grizzlies have been doing a great job defensively. Just watch these matchups here as they're just been relentless through the first quarter of play. And Kentlake finding that there's not much spacing, and they're just, and a lot of times, getting one shot off before surrendering the basketball to the Sunnyside Grizzlies, and the Grizzlies will get it back again. That's 7 turnovers against Kentlake.
Yeah, they look real familiar if you watch the game ahead of this.
We saw a lot of that pressure defense, in fact, throughout the entire game by Glacier Peak, and it paid off for them with a 76-61 victory. Too quick inside. Thiebert misses on that one. Can I make these count? They're just not getting that many opportunities.
Too far underneath.
Yeah. Again, that can be a problem. Backs it out, puts it in. 2-pointer right there. That one is good by Ashley Maldonado. She has now 6 points in the game. There's just 2 players that have scored for Sunnyside. Her and Rodriguez. Kentlake pinched in there on the right side. Oh, that was just way off the mark. Now the Falcons able to get another chance at it, but the problem is the shot clock goes off. I was just about to announce, and sure enough, it was winding down to 0. A 12-point lead is the biggest lead of the game for Sunnyside. And Kentlake just does not have any form of momentum at this point in time. Last year, the Falcons put together a strong season. 12-2 in North Puget Sound League 4A Cascade Division play. 21-9 overall. They actually played 10 playoff games. That's a lot of action in the postseason.
That is a lot of action.
A 30-year game is taking place in the postseason. Grizzlies with the basketball in front court. 6:18 to go in the second quarter, and a big 12-point lead. 7 on the shot clock. Rodriguez back in the game, drives towards the basket, drops it down low. Traveling call against Rodriguez. So last year in the postseason in the West Central District, they defeated Auburn Mountain View, defeated Curtis, also beat Todd Beamer, lost to Bellarmine, lost to Camas. Then in the regionals, they defeated Rogers of Puyallup. At the state tournament, they defeated Lake Stevens, lost to Central Valley, defeated University, and lost to Kent-Ridge. So they finished in 5th place last year.
That's pretty good.
Kentlake, one of 4 schools, the high school level out in the Kent School District. Look at Sunnyside again with that pressure, and Kentlake stymied by it. Rodriguez drives the other way, and she's going to be fouled. Ends up like a bowling ball on the floor, and she's going to be going against the Kentlake Falcons for their 5th.
Well, did you see that hit on the other side over there?
Yeah, Walton called for the foul. And that's going to be good for Rodriguez. So we had a foul on the other side, or a hit on the other side too. Todd, you were isolated over there.
Yeah, no, that's correct. I was wondering if we were playing football here, because that was a pretty hard hit.
Both foul shots good. It's up to a 14-point lead and a quick steal. Grizzlies had it. It's going to stay with Sunnyside. There's that natural thought of wanting to call it Glacier Peak Grizzlies because they played the first game, and it's got Grizzlies written all over the place around here and Glacier Peak. But it is the Sunnyside Grizzlies. Now, you could have Grizzlies and Grizzlies tomorrow in the semifinal game.
Well, good thing they've got red.
Yeah. 14-point lead, 3-pointer off the mark. Desiree Lane gets the rebound. She's got the fluorescent shoes on, passes to Walton, and it's going to be stolen away. Turnover number 9 against Kentlake. And a timeout called by Sunnyside. And talk things over with a 14-point lead, 5:23 left to go second quarter. Top of the Peak Holiday Tournament on STSPN.com.
We are all frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At GNS, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Because we are Snohomish County's premier Lennox dealer, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. The Lennox Home Comfort System creates the ideal home environment. Enjoy innovation in every season with precise, quietly efficient Lennox heat pumps that keep your life simply perfect. Call GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electric today or visit us at gsheating.com.
We're back with you live, 23-9, as you see on the scoreboard. Sunnyside leading Kentlake in the second game of our fourple header. And that one's on the floor on our quadruple header.
I like fourple.
Tall Tom, I believe it was about 5 or 6 years ago, came up with that one. We had a number of them at the state tournament. Called it a fourple header. I thought, I've never heard that one before. I incorporated that into my repertoire. I like that one.
Yeah.
But it is a quadruple header. We have 4 games today. Edwins Woodway and Chiawana after that, and then Lewis and Clark and WF West. We're going to find out who the WF is, and they're out of Chehalis. Up top with the basketball is Walton. Kentlake needs to do something offensively. Get a basket. Get something into that hoop. They have not scored yet. Thought maybe that would go in. Shot clock just about went off. They have not scored yet in the second quarter. 4 points for Sunnyside as they've extended their lead to 14. Short now. Who wants that hot potato down there? Kentlake says okay. But again, they need to try to find a way. And they got size down there, Todd, too. Try to block out and get those rebounds. If they do miss a shot, that shooting has to also improve.
Well, I think that height, they've got to use that at least in their defense. They've got to stay over there. And
well, you saw it right there. Is a jump ball, and it's going to stay with no, they're going to give it to Sunnyside. They gave the wrong indication. It's going to go to Sunnyside. And so coming into the game for them is Carla Cardenas. Looking to see who's still out there for them. Yeah, Cameron Rodriguez, who's the leading scorer in the game, is still over on the right baseline. Also a good ball handler, Chastity Garza. Garza up top, over on the right side to Cardenas. Oh!
Whoa.
Into the game and 3 big ones, 26-9. It just keeps increasing. And again, just like in that first game, where in the second quarter Glacier Peak pulled away, Sunnyside's thinking the same thing, put some distance between themselves and try to wrap this one up as soon as they can. Missed shot, here they come the other direction. They're quick out of the back court. Bingo. Pass from Zavala to Chastity Garza. Garza buries the 3 ball, and it's now 29-9, a 20-point lead and a 10-0 run just in this quarter. But also, let's take a look at what the run is. It's 21-0. They have scored 21 straight points because it was 9-8. Kentlake was on top. That's the last time they saw them. Oh, behind the back. Are you kidding?
And she made it.
She made it. What a beautiful pass. That was perfect. It's the only word I can use to describe it. Cardenas gets the basket. Oh, man, that was beautiful from Garza.
Let's back that up a little bit. Let's see that again.
Yeah, that was just beautiful. Let's take a look at this one. Oh, yeah. Chastity Garza, look how happy she was. That was a work of art right there. We're just going to keep it right here. And again, want to thank our great sponsors like Ace Hardware in Everett and Lake Stevens. Now, they will help you find what you're looking for. Owners Greg and Christine Eaglestad are all about serving their customers and their community. They support high school sports in the local area and many other community organizations and events. Show your support for locally owned businesses. Shop Ace Hardware just off Highway 9 in Lake Stevens and on Evergreen Way in Everett, conveniently located right in the area for you. That is Ace Hardware in Everett and Lake Stevens. 31-9 is the score. Big 22-point lead. Do want to mention our officials for the game, Pat Kaminsky, Steve Landreau, and Dwayne Morgeson. And at the foul line with 1 shot is Cardenas. She's got it. Come off the bench, quick 6 points, and it's up to a 32-9 lead. 23-point lead in this game. 2:53 to go in the second quarter, and they're not letting up at all. That is the pressure that forces another turnover. Turnover number 10. And it goes back to the Sunnyside Grizzlies. They're making a statement here in the first half. Overplay nearly that time by Stenard. Over on the far right side, bingo again. Coming through is Maldonado off the pass from Garza. 3-pointer, 35-9, and 2:32 to go in the second quarter. Foul's going to be called against Sunnyside. That's on Ashley Maldonado. First team foul, her first obviously, and 2:32 left to go in the second quarter. That means that we got into the 14th minute of play before a foul was committed by Sunnyside. That's clean play out there, and 6 of them have been committed by Kentlake. This half moving along really fast. That foul is going to go against Carla Cardenas. First foul, second team foul coming up within a short period of time, but they got plenty to give away. Marley Wheats is back into the game for Sunnyside, as well as Morgan Doyam. Kentlake's going to inbound on the right baseline, down by 26 points. 27 straight points scored, and it looks like it's going to stay that way for Sunnyside, as Kentlake can't get it through the lid of that rim right there. They now have a third shot at it on this try, and there they go. Desiree Lane, third time's a charm, gets it done. 2:04 to go in the second quarter. The Sunnyside in full command here. Again, they're out of the Big 9 4A conference. Average scoring 62.8 points per game and giving up 45.3 through their 8 games so far this year. Thought that was going to fall in the right way for Kentlake. Doesn't happen. Goes out of bounds, and it's going to be Sunnyside basketball. In for Kentlake, Faith Krachunas. 1:44 to go second quarter. If you're just tuning in, Glacier Peak beat Peninsula 76-61. They will play the winner of this game tomorrow at 4:30 in the first semifinal game. Tomorrow's second semifinal will be at 6:15. The championship game is at 3:15 on Saturday. Kentlake going to give it another shot here. But you don't see the defense easing up in any way, shape, or form as the Grizzlies staying on it, trying to get the ball. A lot of bodies crashing into each other, and they just let them play on. I kind of like that. Held ball.
Possession arrow, Kentlake.
Kentlake will have it. 1:12 to go.
Into the game for Sunnyside, number 1.
And Alyssa Maldonado will come in for Sunnyside. She's going to replace Chastity Garza, who's had a very strong first half. Her passing, I'll tell you, that behind the back, we'll see that at the halftime highlights as well. That just was unbeatable. Maldonado gets a rebound coming out of backcourt, coming up on a minute to go in the first half. Almost got another one to fall in there for a basket. They're getting open too, Todd. See that on the three-pointer. She had 4 or 5 feet space in between her. Of course, the thing is, too, is I think Kentlake's just worn out from this first half. They've dealt with this pressure defense in the full court throughout most of the half, and being down by 24 points with less than a minute to go in the second quarter makes it tough on you mentally, too.
Well, it doesn't. I'm not sure that they've seen this before because it doesn't look like they are making the adjustments.
And that's just exactly right. There's a lot of teams that don't see it until they get deeper into the season. Sunnyside impressive underneath. Cameron Rodriguez loses a handle on it, goes out of bounds, 31.1 to go, and 30 on the shot clock. But that's something that Stanwood dealt with when we were doing a game a couple of weeks ago against Arlington. And Arlington is quick, small guards that were just in their face the whole time. And Stanwood, who's got a solid team, just had a tough time, lost it 70-50, and they've made adjustments since that time. Certainly saw that last night. They looked good in their 60-22 victory over Kamiak. But until you've had to deal with it, then you learn, oh, wait a minute. Some of these teams come out to play defense from the get-go where we're out on the baseline in the backcourt from the start to finish into the front court. Just like that. There's a steal right there. Turnover number 12. You're going to see teams, if they're not used to this, get into like 20, 25 turnovers a game when they're facing a team that's putting that pressure on. Underneath.
Basket by number 5.
That's Marley Wheats getting it done. 26-point lead at 37-11. 2 seconds. One. Almost. That is it for the first half. It's 37-11. Sunnyside is leading Kentlake at the half. Pretty balanced for Sunnyside. 18 in the first quarter. Make that 19 in the first quarter, 18 in the second quarter, and only 2 points for Kentlake in that second quarter. That's a big difference right there. And we're going to be back with more here on STSPN.com in the second game of the top of the Peak Holiday Tournament. We'll take a break. We'll be back in about 9 minutes with more. Stay with us.
buy this truck and I've been so busy with work that I haven't been able to make it into the dealership. Well, Raritan's of Monroe is actually bringing the vehicle to me. I gotta go. It looks like it's here right now. I'll call you back.
Too busy to schedule a test drive? Raritan's of Monroe will bring the test drive to you. It's part of our new concierge service. Personalized car shopping built for today's customer. It's another reason why Raritan's of Monroe is a customer service champion. Let us know what we can do for you.
Well, guess what? We're back and bringing you the action for the second half of play in the second game of the Top of the Peak Holiday Tournament here at Glacier Peak High School. 8 great teams entered in this one, and our score is 37-11. Sunnyside is leading Kentlake. Mark Ockett and Todd Elvig here on STSPN going worldwide. And what's fun about this, Todd, is that with the coverage and the word gets out that people can pick up our webcast and our broadcast, actually, because it is available on smartphones, and we tell people like here at the gym, smart TVs, that you can, not so sure how smart the broadcasters are, but have to throw that in, right? But the fact that people can get it all over the place, so that if you're down, say, in the Kent area, you can follow what's going on if you couldn't make it up for this, or you won't be able to get here till maybe tomorrow or Saturday, or if you're over in Sunnyside, over in Central Washington, you can get involved that way too by watching. So we say hello to everybody that is connected with these teams out here. And Kentlake will have the ball going from our left to right. They've got the black uniforms on, and their head coach is just getting back in here as they get all set to go. Morgan Comstock. And there's a missed shot as the Sunnyside will take it the other direction. That's another really good pass, but she traveled. And they see the court really well. That's something that has been evident right from the start. Now, keep in mind, Kentlake and Sunnyside were kind of doing some back and forth stuff there in that first quarter. And then once it got up to 9-8, Sunnyside just flicked on the switch, and they went on a 27-0 run and built up a 35-9 lead. And that's not too far from where we are right now. 37-11. Each team has scored a bucket since that time. Now that foul is going to be whistled against Chastity Garza. Her first team foul. Wasn't until the 14th minute where Sunnyside committed a foul in the first half. So they're already ahead of that. The pressure defense has been really effective for the Grizzlies. You see it now in the half court, and it forces the other teams to get a bit frantic. Now that time it paid off. The pass underneath to Walton. So Zahira has 6 points, and taking a look at that, Desiree Lane with 2 for Tony Thiebert. That's going to drop in.
Basket by number 12.
Ashley Maldonado now has 11 points in the game. Also, Jenna Stenard with 3 points. Again, they got 9 in the first quarter. That's Kentlake, and 2 in the second quarter. From the foul line, they're 0 for 0. Have not had any attempts at the line. Obviously, unless it's a driving to the basket shooting situation with only 2 fouls committed by Sunnyside in that first half, they're not going to have foul shots, or very few. So there are Sunnyside, as is Sunnyside now, having the ball, then it's stolen away.
They should have made that inbounds play.
13 turnovers for the Kentlake Falcons in the game. Lane can't connect on the second try. They'll get a third pop at it. Jenna Stenard, 6:10 to go in the third quarter. Backing in over on the far side. Move the ball effectively. Can they make the finish happen? Nope, doesn't happen. And we have a foul at the tail end of that. That's going to go against Zahira Walton, her second foul. First team foul will just be an inbound in backcourt. And so Morgan Comstock graduated from Kentlake in 2007. She played college basketball at Eastern Washington and then transferred to Hawaii Pacific. Kentlake has picked up some trophies in basketball through the years. That's Ashley Maldonado, now with 13 points in the game. She has all 4 points here in this quarter for Sunnyside as they've got it up to an even bigger lead. 28-point lead, the biggest lead for them in the game. Out of bounds, Kentlake ball. Kentlake finished 6th in 2002, 8th in 2003. In 05, they finished 5th, and then a 5th place finish earlier this year. Overall in state tournament action, 12 and 14 through the years. They have also had great volleyball teams at Kentlake. Going the other direction, Sunnyside can't capitalize. They're going to get another opportunity. Garza with the ball. Watch how she passes. She's pretty quick with that. She had an ideal, perfect behind-the-back pass to Carla Cardenas, and Cardenas was able to get it going straight down the lane. It was just a work of art. Travel is called against Kentlake for their 14th turnover. 4:56 to go in the third quarter on STSPN.com. Yeah, Kentlake with a pick. Can she hang on to it? Now you got to make it happen the other direction. Ooh, tied up. Coming in on her that time was Zavala. Zavala looks to be called for the foul. That would be her first. Second team foul. Again, our officials in this game, Pat Kaminsky, Steve Landreau, and Dwayne Morgeson. You hear a lot of familiar names. We have the Snohomish County basketball officials taking good care of this from the officiating standpoint. Up high, Desiree Lane, double teamed. Good to move the pass out there. That was the right idea as she was shut down, and Stenard missed that. Now Johnson is able to get the ball back. Two scrambling forward on the floor, and that is going to be a foul against Sunnyside. So they've picked up 3 fouls in the early going here, but with that commanding 28-point lead, I don't think they're too concerned about it. Zavala called for her second foul. She's going to come out of the game, and Morgan Doyam will check in. Underneath. Desiree Lane now with 4 points. The Kentlake Falcons have doubled up their scoring output from the last quarter, Todd, which isn't saying a lot. They only got 2 points that last quarter, and they have 4. 4 minutes exactly to go, in fact, too, in the third. The Sunnyside, again, coming in with a 3-0 record in conference play this year. Big 9 4A, 7-1 overall. Last year went 10-2 in conference, 16-7 overall. In the playoffs, they went 1-2. Kentlake looking at 5 on the shot clock. And good presence right there by Cardenas. She'll leave it back, and Sunnyside whirls into front court quickly. Cardenas again says, well, why not? I'll take a shot at it, and it paid off. That's her second three-pointer, has 9 points in the game, and got it up to a 29-point lead. Now that's the biggest lead of the game for the Sunnyside Grizzlies. The biggest lead for Kentlake was 2 early on. We'll take a timeout as it's called, a full timeout called by Kentlake on the sideline. 3:13 left to go third quarter. 44-15 on STSPN.com.
You know, I've been wanting to buy this truck, and I've been so busy with work that I haven't been able to make it into the dealership. Well, Rairdens of Monroe is actually bringing the vehicle to me. I gotta go. It looks like it's here right now. I'll call you back.
Too busy to schedule a test drive? Rairdens of Monroe will bring the test drive to you. It's part of our new concierge service. Personalized car shopping built for today's customer. It's another reason why Rairdens of Monroe is a customer service champion. Let us know what we can do for you.
When you shop at Ace Hardware in Everett and Lake Stevens, we'll help you find what you're looking for and offer friendly advice too. Owners Greg and Christine are all about serving their customers and their community. They support local high school sports and many other community organizations and events. So the next time you need help with your to-do list or project around the house, bring it to Ace. They'll greet you at the door and help you find whatever you need fast.
We're back to live action here at Glacier Peak High School. This time, Tony Thiebert coming through with the basket to get us going. 27-point lead for Sunnyside, make it 29 again. Carla Cardenas connects. She's got 11 points. 6 in the second quarter, 5 here in the third, coming off the bench and doing a very credible job. Sunnyside looking to get to that first semifinal game tomorrow at 4:30 and face the other Grizzlies, Glacier Peak, who won earlier. Oh, the ball has moved very well underneath. Naomi King closing it out. And those hands, and that's the thing too. You see how it worked out, and there's a timeout call. I'll get to that after the break. Full timeout called by Sunnyside. 2:19 left to go third quarter, and they are up by a bundle, 27 points, 46-19, and we'll be back here on STSPN.com.
Every year, thousands of groups depend on Adrenaline Fundraising to help reach their financial goals. Adrenaline Fundraising is about developing leaders through commitment, work ethic, and follow-through. Adrenaline has several products including gold cards, coupon books, cookie dough, donation programs, and many other options to help teams raise the funds needed for their programs. Adrenaline's new app called UpPay will help teams raise money while providing their supporters the ability to earn cash back on everyday purchases at places like Starbucks, Nike, Red Robin, and over 200 plus national retailers. Adrenaline Fundraising is this season's sponsor of the STSPN's Play of the Game Award.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family.
Again, thanks to the Lee Johnson Auto family and Speedway Chevrolet, and also Clarissa Thompson for dropping by during our broadcast there. Ball moved perfectly, and Cameron Rodriguez with the three-pointer. She's got 18 points in the game. I'd say she's a leading candidate at this point for Adrenaline Player of the Game, a 30-point lead at 49-19. Now that is the biggest lead of the game for Sunnyside. That was strong by Walton. 4 points in the quarter, 8 in the game, and yeah, there's the pressure defense by Kentlake. Why not? And that's another thing about these tournaments. You can work on different configurations and try to get things done. Cameron Rodriguez hits her third three-pointer of the game. She is just having a marvelous performance. 21 points, leads all scores. A 31-point lead, that's thrown out of bounds. Turnover number 16. The other thing about Rodriguez is that she has been perfect from the foul line. 8 for 8, Todd, from the line. And they haven't, neither team has taken a foul shot in the second half, but the Sunnyside Grizzlies are 9 for 9.
Sorry, I'm finishing my lunch.
It's okay. You're putting in a long day here. There you go. I like that. You've been taking care of the announcers well, and I'm sure you're taking good care of your daughter for one and getting that for you, too. 3-point basket for Thiebert. She does a good job at staying on top of it. Yes. .28 lead, and Sunnyside's going to get it back. Cardenas just off the mark that time. Couple more possessions left here in the third quarter. Giving it a try from way out is Walton. And Sunnyside trying to stay with it. Smart getting back to the ball with Thiebert. It goes out of bounds. Our next game will be Edmonds Woodway and Chiawana. That is scheduled to start at 4:30. And we were right on the money for this one. We wrapped up the previous game with about 22 minutes to spare. And so we could get started right when it was scheduled at 2:45. Final game is scheduled today for 6:15. Walton says, you know what, I'm going to do that one more time and see if it'll fall. Well, neither one did, but at least she can try out her shooting touch out there. 3 seconds, 2, 1, and we got a foul right before the buzzer. 2 shots will come up for Sunnyside before they'll wrap the quarter up. Teams will head over to their benches except the foul shooter.
I talked with the Edmonds Woodway coach. He is very hopeful that their 3 balls will drop. He said that's the only way we're going to stay
Big
with
key
them.
for them, yeah. First foul shot is good. Morgan Doyam. And the second one is good. So they go through 3 quarters, a perfect 11 for 11 from the foul line. 30-point lead at the end of three quarters, 54-24. And that means it's time for us to take a break. We will do that in the second game of 4 today here at the 2018 Glacier Peak Top of the Peak Holiday Tournament. We'll be back with fourth quarter action on STSPN.com.
McDaniel's Do It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized Do It Best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
We go now with a 30-point lead and heading into the fourth quarter. Mark Ockett and Todd Elvig here bringing you the action. And the big scorer for Sunnyside is Cameron Rodriguez. She has 21 points. Big reason they're up by 30 points going into the fourth quarter. Carla Cardenas with 11 points, all off the bench. Ashley Maldonado with 13. So they have 3 players in double figures. You've also got 3 for Chastity Garza, as well as Marley Wheats has 2, and Annalisa Maldonado with 2 points. Going to go back to Kentlake. Jenna Stenard with 3 points, 7 for Tony Thiebert. She had 5 in the previous quarter. 4 for Desiree Lane. Naomi King has notched 2 points and 8 points for Zahira Walton. She averages 15 points per game. Tried shooting a couple of 3 balls near the end of that third quarter. Didn't work out for her. Out of the lineup right now. Desiree Lane is going to be called for a travel. If you're just joining us, Kentlake coming into the game 2-3 in North Puget Sound League Cascade League division play, and 3-5 overall. So far, entering today's action, they're scoring 47 points per game and giving up 48 per game, so -1 in that differential. Sunnyside up 14.2 per game. And they average 63, so they're 9 points under that. I have a good hunch they're going to get to that or past it. Kentlake comes out of backcourt, wearing those black uniforms, and Sunnyside quickly after the basketball. Watch Garza. She comes out of backcourt, Todd. I think it's just been fun. She gets excited, too, coming forward. She likes to pass the ball. That's a good thing.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see her and Collins go at it tomorrow.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, it certainly looks like, and that helps the cause for Sunnyside as Doyam connects the shot, and she now has 5 points. 33-point lead. Stolen for Kentlake. 20 turnovers. Watch that pressure defense. Up by 33 points, and they are not easing off the accelerator. Travel.
That's
3 fresh bodies coming in for Sunnyside. One of them has really lit it up, Cameron Rodriguez. And our player of the game is sponsored by Adrenaline Fundraising, and we have those custom-made T-shirts for the entire tournament. You showed it, the prototype, and we have those beautiful T-shirts that will be given out. We've already given one out, and that was to Haley Grambo, who had a tremendous game in the opener. Out of bounds it goes. Kentlake ball. At this point, obviously, they're trying to play for some pride out there and see what they can do to launch a few balls and get some more points on the scoreboard. But also you want to keep things sound, as Kentlake's not going to have an easy matchup tomorrow against Peninsula if this stays the same. And a 33-point lead with 5:42 to go in the fourth quarter. I'd say this is in Sunnyside's win column right here. Still got to finish it out, but the way things are going, and Sunnyside,
it looks favorable,
is definitely looking favorable in this one, and they're obviously not pulling back at all. That foul will go against the Grizzlies. It's on Chastity Garza, her second, 4th team foul. Kentlake into front court. And she did a good job right there. Thiebert now with 9 points.
I think what Kentlake has to do is they have to realize that they're going to see teams like this down the stretch. And if they want to have any success, they need to work on their fundamentals right here. Even though they're losing, they need to work on those to understand how to defend against it.
Goes still in the favor of the Sunnyside with 5:09 to go in the fourth quarter. Turnaround move by Garza, drops off the pass. See, she's a good distributor. Brielle Newhouse makes it happen at 59-26. And now under 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. The way this is moving along, Todd, unless we get into a foul fest at the end, we might be done before 4 o'clock. Give about a half-hour break before we get into game number 3 of the day between Edmonds Woodway and Chiawana out of Pasco.
Chiawana.
And Chiawana has had success in a fairly quick period of time since they came on board about a decade ago. Oh, that was a slick pass. They backed it out, but, gee, even finding her getting it through there, Garza's got a rifle for an arm.
Man, that was lucky she held on.
Kentlake faces that pressure defense in backcourt. Foul's going to go on Brielle Newhouse, her first. Team foul number 5. And now in this half, only 2 fouls have been committed by Kentlake. Last half they committed 6, and only 2 for Sunnyside. This time it's 5-2 the other direction. Well, Sunnyside up tight and forces that one to go out. Last touch by Kentlake. And these are those times in a game where, it's just a matter of running it out and us finding all kinds of fun stuff to talk about.
Exactly.
But also, we'll see, no, it didn't quite happen there. I thought she had a good shot that time. Comes up just a tad short. And a foul at the tail end.
Foul at number 5, Marley Weeks, her first.
That foul goes against Marley Wheats, her first foul, 6th-team foul. Also want to mention Raritan's Dodge Chrysler Jeep of Monroe, involved as a presenting sponsor for the Top of the Peak tournament. Proud to be your automotive leader in your area. And Raritan, since opening their doors, has kept a firm commitment to their customers. They offer a wide selection of vehicles and hope to make the car buying process as quick and hassle-free as possible. Raritan's Dodge Chrysler Jeep of Monroe is a proud sponsor of high school sports.
I like that new Challenger.
Yeah, we've been having some fun watching those ads there. That's just the sound of it. You don't even have to look. You just hear it.
Man, you hear that supercharger spin up. It's just.
And, of course, your big red parked out front. You didn't have it up on the pavement today. I was kind of surprised. I had to go looking for it. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Usually you make yourself very much at home. Shot clock nearly goes off, but that one rims out. And here we go the other direction. Kentlake, 3 minutes to go, and a foul. Basket doesn't drop. She's got 2 shots coming up. Pat Kaminsky will come over and give the indication. Cardenas called for the foul, her second. 7th team foul, just adding to the stat total at this point. Thiebert not able to connect on that one. That's the first foul shot attempt. And they're bringing some new players in. Faith Krachunas is back in. Sammy Smalls, another player that could see some action. Over on the far baseline. And that's going back to Kentlake. So a 32-point lead at this point in time. 2:45 left to go in the fourth quarter. Again, we really appreciate you tuning in as we near the halfway point of today's broadcast. We'll bring up the player of the game. Todd, I'm just going to call that out right now. I want to go with Cameron Rodriguez. Just set a great tone in that first quarter. And we're going to have a 30-second timeout called by Kentlake. Let's take that break as well. We'll talk more about Cameron after the break. Stay tuned. here on STSPN.com.
We are all frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At GNS, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Because we are Snohomish County's premier Lennox dealer, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. The Lennox Home Comfort System creates the ideal home environment. Enjoy innovation in every season with precise, quietly efficient Lennox heat pumps that keep your life simply perfect. Call GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electric today or visit us at gsheating.com.
We are here live at Glacier Peak High School in Snohomish, Washington. And you can actually see, when it's a clear day, the actual Glacier Peak from this spot. That's why they ironically named it Glacier Peak High School. And that is a beautiful sight. Faith Krachunas connects off the left side. 2:25 to go in the fourth quarter as Sunnyside's going to just move the ball around a little bit here and still looking for a good shot. You don't want to lose your discipline and fundamentals, but they can't get that shot to fall. Kentlake ends up with it again, and Sunnyside kind of easing back a little bit on the defense, although still trying to go full court on it. Now with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter, it'll be Grizzlies against Grizzlies tomorrow. Glacier Peak Grizzlies, if she gets that to fall, the way that thing has so much spin and reverse spin on it. Held ball. Sunnyside will get it back. But, yes, the Glacier Peak Grizzlies with a 76-61 victory over Peninsula. That started us off today. And so they will play tomorrow against this Sunnyside team who's going to win this one. Just a minute 42 left to go in the fourth quarter.
Boy, they seem real similar, don't they?
Yeah. With that's going to be fun to watch. Now, I won't be here tomorrow, but I know you guys are going to have fun with it. And that pressure defense from both teams, they're going to be exhausted by the time that's all wrapped up because they're both going to be coming at them.
Well, you're not kidding.
Out of bounds it goes. Inbounded now. Grizzlies drive, and it works. Zavala with her first 2 points of the game.
Oh, they're going into the bench?
Yeah, give these other players an opportunity, and that's the clear right thing to do. You got a commanding lead, and actually the head coach, Rick Puente, in his 10th season has called off some of them earlier than this, too, just to go easier on Kentlake and then also keep your legs fresh for tomorrow. Like I said, that is going to be a athletic matchup right there, and the basket is good. Thiebert again, that's her 11th point. She's the leading scorer for Kentlake. Bright light for them. Down it goes. That is a new player into the game. Well, I think she called up from, yeah, they don't have her on the roster. I'm just looking to see what I heard called out. Anyway, just must have brought her up from JV, like within the quarter. Because they didn't tell us about that.
Foul on number 11, Morgan Doyam, her first.
Doyam called for the foul.
Shoot 2 for Kentlake, number 2.
20 seconds left, so we're extending the courtesy of calling some of what we're seeing down there. But again, you can see what's happening on the scoreboard with a 33-point lead. And Sunnyside just about to make this one official. A couple new Kentlake players in. Kendall Johnson, a junior, and actually Sammy Smalls now finally gets in, a sophomore. Now, Kentlake is in a very competitive division, North Puget Sound League Cascade, and they've got all those Kent schools in there. Kent Lake, which is out by Lake Sawyer, heading out towards the Cascades. You've also got Kent Wood, which is the next one in. Then Kent Ridge, and then right up there on the hill of the valley on the crest is Kent Meridian. Sunnyside's going to take their time here and just let that clock wind down. And this is going to be a final score of 64-33. So Sunnyside is going to move on in a positive direction, and they will play against Glacier Peak tomorrow against the Glacier Peak Grizzlies. It'll be a Grizzly matchup here as those two teams will get after it at 4:30 in the first semifinal game of the Glacier Peak Top of the Peak Holiday Tournament. We'll take a timeout, and then I'm going to have our player of the game. That will be Cameron Rodriguez. I'll go and get her. We'll get all set. We'll have her interviewed on screen here, and we'll give her one of those nice T-shirts presented by Adrenaline Fundraising. Stay tuned. Back with more here on STSPN.com.
Every year, thousands of groups depend on Adrenaline Fundraising to help reach their financial goals. Adrenaline Fundraising is about developing leaders through commitment, work ethic, and follow-through. Adrenaline has several products including gold cards, coupon books, cookie dough, donation programs, and many other options to help teams raise the funds needed for their programs. Adrenaline's new app called UpPay will help teams raise money while providing their supporters the ability to earn cash back on everyday purchases at places like Starbucks, Nike, Red Robin, and over 200 plus national retailers. Adrenaline Fundraising is this season's sponsor of the STSPN's Play of the Game Award.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Look who's here. It's Cameron Rodriguez. Congratulations, and we have a special gift for you. You are the player of the game, sponsored by Adrenaline Fundraising, and also we've got Reardon's of Monroe and Ace Hardware of Everett and Lake Stevens. So you'll have a souvenir to take back to Sunnyside.
Thank you.
From this side of the mountains there. So hold that out there, and Todd and Sarah will take a picture that we can post on Facebook. And I'm Mark Ockett, as we have Cameron here, and you had a great game in that first quarter, and your offense was tremendous. You scored a total of 13 points and really got Sunnyside off to an excellent start as you guys were down 9-8 and then just flicked the switch, and it was a 27-0 run. Tell us about that.
I think it was just we played Kentlake last year. We lost to them. We just wanted to come back and take it back on them. And so we really pushed it the first half, and we just wanted to come back and take it on them like they did to us last year.
You did well, and there was some great passing out there by your team. I tell you, Chastity Garza is able to find people really well.
Oh, yeah, she's one of our best passers we have.
And she found that we called it a perfect play out there, was finding Carla Cardenas with that behind the back one. That electrified the gym and really, I think, just put an exclamation point on things in that first half.
Oh, yeah, she loves doing plays like that.
All right, well, I know you want to get back with your teammate, and I just want to say, hey, great job. And, again, hitting those three-pointers, the perfect from the foul line. What were you, 8 for 8?
Yeah.
8 for 8 from the line. That's outstanding. And your whole team was perfect at 11 for 11. That makes a big difference right there.
Oh,
What does she think of the Grizzlies tomorrow?
Yeah, and you've got Grizzlies against Grizzlies tomorrow.
We've played them before in previous tournaments last year, and I think it'll be a good challenge, and we'll have a really fun game.
You all right? That sounds
so
good.
Too.
Yeah, we're going to have a good one. And you guys, just one last thing, actually, you guys play pressure defense, so do they. Get your rest tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Hey, thanks a lot. And, again, joining us, Cameron Rodriguez, just a junior. So she's here this season and next for Sunnyside. That's good for their team, and it's going to be a challenge tomorrow for Glacier Peak facing Cameron and her team, but that's what's going to make it fun, too, at 4:30. So we'll wrap things up. Again, the final score was the Sunnyside Grizzlies coming up with a 64-33 win over Kentlake, and we'll wrap it up for this game, and then coming up, our next game will be Edmonds Woodway and Chiawana. That's in about a half an hour, as we'll join you again right here on STSPN.com. Thanks a lot, everybody. For Cameron Rodriguez, I'm Mark Ockett saying we'll talk to you soon.